Hello, Christ Memorial. Many of you know the story of Mrs. O'Leary's cow. In 1871, it knocked over the lantern, which ended up in burning most of Chicago to the ground. What you might not know is the same week, much of Holland burned to the ground. Some estimate as much as 80%. One of the devastating consequences of that was that there were children who were orphaned because of it. Well, Reverend Van Raalte and the city leaders chose to build an orphanage. But what you might not know, and I didn't know until some of you spent some time with Lynn Austin recently, is that the orphanage was never used because families of Holland took in those children. What would cause a community to act in such a way? Well, this week we are finishing up our series on Titus and looking at the 3rd chapter. We know that the gospel can transform individuals. It can also transform families, but the gospel can also transform a community or a culture. We know from 2 Corinthians that Paul says that we are ambassadors for Christ, as if God were making his appeal through us. And so we're going to talk this week about what does it mean to live as a community in such a way that we can actually change a culture. We don't fight the culture, we transform a culture from the inside. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you this Sunday. Please join us here at Christ Memorial at 9 a.m. and at 10:30. See you Sunday.